Kime, and welcome to one of the world's least visited countries, Eritrea. Today, I'm going to finish my tour around Eritrea. We're going to see what the rest of the country looks like. These rail tracks right here were built by the Italians 100 years ago. And for the most part, they are no longer operational. It's funny because this region, being extremely mountainous, reminds me a lot of like the Alps, you know? Switzerland, northern Italy. Ooh, that echo. And there's a very long shaft. That's why it's hard to remember. It's hard to pronounce. Meritab. Okay. This is my guide, Meritab. He's going to be joining me in my trip around Eritrea. As a foreigner in Eritrea, you are not allowed to leave the capital city of Asmara without a guided tour. So that's what I'm doing. Well, got a big ass. Oh, yo-yo mango. The only drink she has is the one thing I'm allergic to. Mangoes. Yes, I know that's weird. So we're slowly driving down the mountains towards the coast and the Red Sea. My guide was telling me that these towns that we're encountering along the way, they were originally built by the Italians as like a junction point. The Italians were trying to work their way up and eventually conquer Ethiopia, which they never fully managed to do. I mean, they did take over in the 1930s for a while, but that was like 5 years. But these little settlements that they built eventually turned into little towns. And now, it's just Eritreans who live here. Otherwise, I can't really see any reason why a town would organically develop out here. So we've reached the port town of Massawa. Technically, the second biggest city in Eritrea, with like 30,000 people. And the climate has changed completely. Eritrea has some really weird geography. Back in Asmara, up in the mountains, the weather's pretty nice. It's temperate, beautiful weather during the morning and night. But here near the coast, as you can see over there, it's a desert. You almost can't grow anything. There's very little rainfall throughout the year. And it's very, very hot. To the point where I need to go get some water. Hold on. So water is more expensive than beer in Eritrea. He just told me that because all the water in Eritrea is imported, it ends up being more expensive than anything else. So this is an interesting little place. People will come here to drink coffee during the day. They got some bottles of liquor over here. So it turns into a bar at night. People come to watch sports games. And this is the best part of all. A semi-preserved outdoor movie theater built by the Italians. There's even an upper deck, I guess, for the VIPs coming to see the movie. Maybe Mussolini would have been sitting right over here. Okay, made it to my hotel. That over there is the Red Sea. First time I've ever seen it. My guide, who has a very difficult name to pronounce, has recommended that I take a siesta for the next few hours until it cools down here in the city. And that's probably a good idea, because it's as hot as Satan's Matako out here. I can feel the heat stroke coming on already. I'm apparently the only tourist in this hotel, which is interesting. In fact, looking across the street to that hotel, with the shutters falling off the window, I might be the only tourist in this entire city. You want to see my hotel room? This, miraculously, has the first air conditioner I've seen in either Ethiopia or Eritrea. Ah, God, I love that thing. This place is an oasis. These are some thin-ass pillows. Even the pillows are melting out here. My bathroom does not appear to be female-friendly. However, luckily for you, the Italians did introduce a bidet culture to the region. No, scratch that. Nothing for you. Alright, I guess I'll hang out for the next few hours, maybe watch some Eritrean state-run TV, and we'll go out and do some exploring. Well, TV doesn't seem to be working. I guess I'll stare at a wall for the next few hours. First, injera in Eritrea. This time with fish. And over here we have a community viewing of the Premiership. We've lost the feed. Good morning from the Red Sea in Eritrea. I love how these old train tracks are everywhere. Here's something else that's interesting. This palace behind me was originally built by the Egyptians, who occupied Eritrea before the Italians came. And it later became a palace of Haile Selassie. Remember him? Literally, a god among men. The ultimate hero, a divine being, somebody that people actually worshipped. Well, here in Eritrea, they view him very differently. You just see all the bullet holes over here. Man, imagine the fighting that took place. When Haile Selassie tried to annex Eritrea into Ethiopia, that kicked off what was known as the 30 Years' War. A group of Eritrean freedom fighters sprung up and they battled the Ethiopian military for control of the country. I don't understand why they leave this building in this condition though. Chinese人吗？是的。哦 ，OK， 中国什么地方的？
中国河南。
河南，哦 ，OK。
你们 from 你哪儿啊？
美国。
美国啊，
他说的很好呀。
对呀。
啊，没有。你就在厄立推亚吗？
阿斯马拉。
阿斯马拉 ，OK， 在阿斯马拉工作吗？
对。
哦 ，OK， 这样子。对。
现在还在中国吗？
我不在了，但是我有时候我会去啊。对。
你喜欢中国吗？
对，希望。OK， 你喜欢美国吗？
我没有去过美国。
OK， bye. Finally found some Chinese employees of a Chinese state-owned company. The Chinese are here to do some mining in Eritrea, and from what I've heard, they're hoping to build some infrastructure in exchange. Still getting the same funny responses whenever I say I'm American. Never gets old. So we're now walking into the old town of Massawa, and this is a very interesting place. Originally, it was the Ottoman Turks who settled Massawa. They wanted a port on the Red Sea. Later, the Italians arrived, and when they started to build buildings here in Massawa, they kind of imitated the style. Buna? Buna ale?
Eh?
Buna? Cafe? Okay. So apparently what some shop owners will do here is they'll be selling coffee right on the street, and it's free. And that's a way to bring you inside. And inside there's often like a bar or something like that. And that's where you're really going to spend your money. Simish manno.
Simish manno?
Eh.
Little say.
Ette sai?
What?
Okay. Simish manno.
Kilo.
Kiobron. Okay. Kiobron and
It's not original.
kind of forgot her name. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's well.
Wow,
Okay. It's the same tradition in both Ethiopia and Eritrea. She heats up the coals to make the coffee. Then once it's already smoky, she sends it over to you so you can get like a whiff. It's a tradition. You gotta do it. Now we got the popcorn till. I still don't know how in this culture popcorn and coffee became a thing, but
Where's from?
America,
Oh, really?
USA, yeah,
Where is it?
New York,
New York.
yeah. You are from Massawa.
Mafia place.
Oh yeah, mafia place. Yes, I have gun. Watch out.
Massawa is this place.
Okay, Massawa, no mafia.
No mafia, nobody.
Okay, just nice people. Okay, that's good.
New York is a big world. You might die anywhere.
You could die anywhere. Don't know where he got that conception of America from, but not too far from the truth. Man, craziest thing about this place is the war with Ethiopia was 30 years ago. At least the fighting in Massawa was 30 years ago. But this place looks like more of a war zone than Tigray did when I was just there. The war in Tigray was last year. These piles of rubble right here are actually from destroyed houses from 30 years ago. Hi. Oh, how do you take the water? Oh, water comes from here.
Bomba.
Bomba. Oh, okay. And then you clean?
Yeah.
Okay. Statistically, Eritrea is one of the poorest countries in the world. Not making a value judgment on that. But I was told that most people here don't even buy bottled water. They just get water from the tap or a stream, put some chlorine in it, and drink it like that. And it's just crazy to think. Going back over 100 years ago, these buildings, they were owned and lived in by rich businessmen from Italy. Before that, rich businessmen from the Ottoman Empire. And now, most of them are abandoned. Right. Now it's Eritreans who live in them, which is a good thing. But man, my God told me this place used to look very different. Has a really weird kind of beauty though. A weird post-apocalyptic kind of beauty. Salam.
Hey.
Is your bait?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where's the Italian banky? The bank, Italian. Bank of Italy.
Bank Italy.
Yeah.
Is my
Italia. It's your bank.
Huh? No.
Okay, where's the bank? Old bank is destroyed.
Bank is bank ni.
Yeah, Bank Italia.
Wah, bank Italia.
You know where the bank is. Bank yet now. Okay. America.
USA.
Yeah, USA. Yeah. Beautiful, yes. Hi. Salam, salam, salam. Okay. Oh, right here. Right here. Oh, okay. Okay, wow. Thank you, thank you. Wow. This is wild. This is the former Bank of Italy. I guess this was the financial center of the Eritrean colony when the Italians were here. And it must have still been an important building when the Ethiopians took over. Not the most intense security right there. Actually, the only thing stopping me from filming at the moment is the fact that all my devices are overheating due to this intense heat. This is such a wild thing. You have all these beautiful buildings here. They've been sitting here for literally 30 years. They haven't been renovated. There's been no effort to try and fix them up. Not even any squatters here or anything like that. "30 years ago, in the final battle between the Ethiopians and the Eritreans, the battle that effectively gave Eritreans their independence, the Ethiopian army holed up here, the former Bank of Italy. And this was like their final stronghold. The Ethiopians were told that if they surrendered, the Eritreans would kill them all. So they fought to the very last man." Oh, you got like the old vault right here. I guess this is where the Italians kept all their gold back in the day. It was still the gold standard, you know. Currencies weren't pegged to the dollar yet. I've tried to ask around and figure out, why hasn't this place been renovated? This is like a potential tourist gold mine. Europeans love beaches. They love old-looking cities like this. They would come here in droves. Well, hopefully if any good comes from the Tigray war ending and there finally being peace between Ethiopia and Eritrea, Eritrea can stop spending their entire budget on the military. Spend some money fixing this place up. Eritrean. Yeah. Oh yeah, my friend again. New York City, yeah, you remember. Nice. You live here?
Yeah?
Yeah, where did you learn English?
I'm writing in my school.
In your school, okay. That's great. It's, what do you do here?
I do a job, my job in port.
In the port? Oh, okay. Oh, you help with the ships?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now I talk that.
Now Ethiopia.
No
Yeah.
more Ethiopia.
No more Ethiopia. I know, yeah. I like Eritrea.
Yeah.
Okay, you take care. Bye-bye. And here we are. After a month in Ethiopia and Eritrea, this is my first time reaching the coast. It's my first time seeing water. Over there is the port of Massawa. And this is the real reason why Ethiopia fought Eritrea for so long. This is why Ethiopia desperately wanted to keep Eritrea part of their territory. The Italians wanted a port on the Red Sea, and so did the Ethiopians. If you look at a map, you'll notice that Ethiopia is completely landlocked. It might be the most significant completely landlocked country in the world, with a population of, what do they have, like 130 million people? Constantly growing. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see the sweat just pouring off me here, but it's 9 a.m. and it's like 40 degrees out here with very high humidity. This has to be the most scorching place I've ever been in my life. This is a water bottle. But my guide and driver was knocking off a beer before we started off. Got some beans and eggs. Almost a Mexican breakfast right here. Just need a shot of tequila. So we were on our way back to Asmara, and then our car broke down. Now we're gonna take a bus all the way back. It's an interesting region that the car broke down in. A lot of the people that live out here are desertic nomads, go from one place to another. The bus dropped us off at the next town. So this is your brother? Brother-in-law. Oh, okay. Why do we do this?
This one?
Yeah.
When the car heats, what do you put? Water.
The water.
To cool. So we cool.
So we are overheating.
Overheating.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Makes sense. Oh my. Wow, that's icy. That's way more cold than I expected. Okay. First beer of the road trip. Asmara beer. Ooh, that's smart. You got like a beer bucket right there. Why it's better to travel with a local in Africa. Okay. Always gotta sniff the beans.
First round.
Oh yeah.
3 rounds.
We got 3 rounds to go? Okay. How do you say mother in Tigrinya?
Adde.
Adde. Yakenyele adde. Oh, so what do I say to her? What do I say to her?
Hatte.
Hatte. Okay. Yakenyele hatte. Sorry. Yakerta. I do like the ingenuity of the people here. Got like a little farm going here. This is a very arid region. Apparently there's like a little aquifer. Some cows. Also a little papaya tree right in the front yard. It's okay. No problem.
Okay.
Chigrelen.
Chigrelen.
Chigrelen. Okay.
Chigrelen. Okay.
Apparently somebody just got married. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, I understand. Oh. Oh, she's got the show. Rural Africa, it's kind of like America in like the 1950s. Like, not in a bad way, more in like children had freedom to go running around, playing in the streets. We didn't helicopter parent our kids as much. I guess that's a good and a bad thing. Alright. Our tow is finally here. 12 hours later, after what was supposed to be about a 3-hour trip, we're finally back in Asmara, the capital city. So we're now on our way to the camel market of Eritrea. They have it every Monday. Kind of feel like I've stumbled into Mos Eisley or something like that. You take Asmara? Oh, okay. If you look on a map, you'll see that Eritrea is actually very close to the Middle East. As in, you could take a small boat and get to Yemen within an hour, maybe a couple of hours. So basically, the Middle Eastern influence on Eritrea is very strong. You got him? Okay? Did you get at him? Okay. In addition to that, Eritrea has a border with Sudan. Apparently, that's where most of these camels are going to be sold. As a New Yorker, this has to be about the most foreign thing I could possibly go to. And Centano. Bigga. Bigga. So, $100? $50?
900.
900?
900.
900 nakfa? 950? That's like maybe $90? Is that a good price for a goat? How much are the camels?
About 1,000 is 15,000 nakfa.
1,000 US, 50,000 nakfa. Wow.
15.
Okay. And they were telling me they'll like sell them as meat in Sudan.
They're also good for camel ride.
Camel rides?
They used to go also to Arab countries, Emirates, Qatar, because they're very agile.
Alright. Let's get out of there before we catch the bubonic plague or something. In 1936, right before World War II, the Italians, under Benito Mussolini, conquered Ethiopia. And of course, they already held Eritrea. But during the war, the British came and fought the Italians in this town, Keren. This is where the decisive battle to take back Eritrea from the Italians took place. Over the course of just a few months, the British defeated the Italians here in Keren and the surrounding areas. The Italians surrendered Asmara, and they also surrendered all of Ethiopia, which they had just taken.
Those are Eritreans. You see? Askaro Inyoto. Askaro Inyoto means soldier unknown. That means they didn't have any badge.
Alright, good morning. Interestingly, Haile Selassie, the former emperor of Ethiopia, god of all Rastafarians, and the future terrorizer of Eritreans, according to them, he actually took refuge in the UK during the war. And after the British defeated the Italians, Haile Selassie returned to Ethiopia and took over his role as the emperor of the country. The history of this region is something else.
Brand one.
Brand one.
Very cheap.
Okay.
You American.
Yes.
You American.
Yes.
Which one state?
New York.
New York. New York
Yeah.
is too rich. Huh?
Too
The
rich.
richest.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, they got too much money. Yes.
New York is the richest nation from America.
Someday Eritrea will be rich.
over there,
Yes.
in New York. Yeah.
After maybe some changes. This Katoliki? Yeah. Most of the Christians in Ethiopia and Eritrea are Orthodox. They've got their own thing going on, as you saw with the Mescal celebration. But when the Italians came, unsurprisingly, they tried to turn some of them into Catholics. This neighborhood used to be the Italian epicenter of Keren. Keren is another small city in Eritrea. The Italians liked it because the land was more fertile. And apparently that across the street was another old cinema. That's a very loud diesel generator going off. This apparently used to be the headquarters of an Italian company. Now it is, who knows, but the front door was open. Got the prayer mats right here. Ooh. And up there you have a bird's nest. Meanwhile, you have more bullet holes right here, probably from the conflicts with the Ethiopians. And right behind the fancy Italian homes are small, more traditional Eritrean ones. And a dirt road. What is this? Oh, it's a gymnasium. Okay. An old Italian gymnasium. Ooh, and back here, got a graveyard of old Italian buses. Maybe it's not a graveyard, but some of those definitely don't look operational. Okay. Didn't find any gym in there. Or maybe it's behind a locked door or something. I don't know. But there's another interesting repurposing of an old Italian building. And there's an old Italian car. Well, that's been our tour around Eritrea. About to get back on the road, head back to the capital city of Asmara. And maybe once we get back there, I'll give you my final thoughts on Eritrea. It's been an interesting trip. Alright, back in Asmara, the capital city. That's a sign advertising condoms. Eritrean condoms. It's been a very interesting trip, I gotta say. I think it's been one of my favorites all year. In spite of having basically no Wi-Fi and no access to foreign currency. Literally, you have to bring all the money that you're going to use into the country. There's no ATMs. Thank you. With that said, maybe things are getting better. If the number one concern of Eritrea was that Ethiopia was going to invade them, well, there's currently a big truce between Ethiopia and Eritrea. And Mehmet, I think I'm pronouncing that right, my guide, says that changes are on the way. It's becoming easier to get an internet connection in your home, although I haven't seen that anywhere personally. Supposedly ATMs will be coming to the country soon. And most importantly, for anyone watching this, it's getting slowly easier to get a visa for Eritrea and come and travel here. Ni hao. Ni hao. Still can't get over it. Like, on average, the only foreigners that Eritreans will see are like Chinese workers. So now they've started thinking that every foreigner is Chinese and they speak Chinese. Oh, this country. Anyway, I don't know how to end this video. Eritrea is complex. I guess I'll see you somewhere else in the world. Maybe another country in Africa, or maybe outside of Africa. Not really sure. See you next time. Ciao.